Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows, and I am Diego. And we're going to talk some more about Sex in the City. That's right, the wonderful show from the late 90s, early 2000s. I've already reviewed all 94 episodes of Sex in the City. It's already on here. You can watch them all on here. I also reviewed that piece of shit show and Just Like Crap. Don't watch it. That show's an abortion. But if you do want to know what I thought about it, you can watch those videos are on here too somewhere. Just find them, man. Whatever. Okay, so yes, I'm almost done here. Okay, right now I have dig deep into Sex and the City, the movie. Okay, we're at the movie, the one that came out in 2008, not the second one from 2010. I'm talking about the original movie from 2008, 4 years after the show got canceled. Okay, I already reviewed all the episodes, so now I'm going to review the movies. All right, now I'm going to take my time with Sex and the City, the movie, because there's a lot I got to say here. They jammed in an entire season's worth of drama into one movie, so into a 2 hour movie, okay? So I can't just fucking glide over stuff. I got to talk about it all as it comes along, all right? So hey, I've done like 30 videos in for one season, okay? So if I can do that, I can do a few videos for a 2 hour movie, okay? But there is a lot going on here, all right? So I want to get through it all, so I don't want to leave anything out. I don't have to come back later on. Oh, damn it! I should have talked about that, or I should have mentioned that. I forgot at the time because I was going too fast. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I want to get through the heart of everything going on here. Leave no stone unturned, and get to the heart of this matter, the heart of this show. Okay. Now I give you a straight man's point of view here. That's what I do. That's why it's called straight man's point of view. Okay. I do not censor myself here. Okay. I'm going to tell you the way a normal guy, a normal straight guy would talk to you about this show, about these situations, about these women, about these circumstances. Okay. Now I do not censor myself here. I'm going to talk to you like I would anybody else. Okay. Straight up, baby, with no lube. No lube here. Okay. So if you're easily offended, get the fuck out of here right now. Okay. We're all adults here. We're all adults here, talking about adult things, okay? And that's what I do here, okay? I'm gonna talk to you like I would talk to a normal person, okay? Not the way I talk to it like a client or like an employee or something. No, I'm talking to you the way I would talk to a normal person, all right? That were watching this show and how realistic it is, okay? I was the only straight guy that watched this show on a regular basis back in the day when the show first came out. And I went to the theater to go see this movie. I remember it very well, all right? So I enjoyed the movie a lot. But the show was better, I think. Okay. All right. So now where we left off last time is obviously Carrie got stood up. She got stood up at the altar by Big. He had cold feet at the last minute, decided not to go. Then he changed his mind, but it was already too late. Okay, so the wedding's off. Carrie has been humiliated in front of everybody. Everybody that read Vogue magazine knows that she was going to get married, and now she's not. Okay, so she's very upset. She went to Mexico with her girlfriends because she couldn't get out of the honeymoon. So all the girls went with her to Mexico, and she had to buy back her apartment that she had sold, and she had to get Samantha to hire people to bring all of her shit back. Okay, so she decided now that she needs help because Samantha doesn't even live in New York anymore. She lives in LA. She's managing her actor boyfriend's career, Smith Jared. Okay, and Miranda found out that her husband cheated on her because he fucking told her, even though it was a one-time thing. Like he only did it once. He didn't start an affair. He just fucked a girl once because he was horny and he hadn't had sex with her, his wife, in a long fucking time. He did it, but for some stupid ass reason, he couldn't live with the guilt. He had to tell his wife about it, even though he already knew it was never going to happen again. And there's no way she could find out about it. He still fucking told her, knowing damn well that by telling Miranda, he knows his wife well enough to know that if he tells his wife some shit like this, not only is she not gonna forgive him, she's gonna fucking take the kid away from him. She's gonna take the fucking house. She's gonna divorce his ass. She's gonna, I mean, everything. She's a fucking lawyer, for Christ's sake. Of course, she's gonna fucking make him pay for it financially. Okay, she's gonna make his life a living fucking hell. Okay, but he told her anyway, even though there was absolutely no pros and nothing but cons. But he told her anyway. I wouldn't have done that. I think that was stupid, but he did it. Oh well. And also Charlotte. Charlotte's basically, she doesn't work. So she's a housewife and she's raising her daughter now. The daughter that her and Harry, they adopted her from a parking lot in China. Okay, make with that what you will. Okay, and they brought her back to America and they named her Lily. So that's their daughter now. Okay, and Charlotte's not a young woman anymore. She's like 42 now, 42 or 43, something like that. Okay. But the last scene that we saw her in earlier in this movie was when she came back from the doctors and she told Carrie that she was pregnant. Now, it's not the first time she's gotten pregnant. She's gotten pregnant several times, okay, but she always lost the baby. She always miscarried, okay, with her first husband and with her second husband, Harry, okay. That's why they adopted it, because she couldn't give birth to a kid. It was too difficult, all right. Her eggs wouldn't fucking fertilize. Okay, so that's going on, but now she found out after she adopted the kid, now she finds out she's actually biologically pregnant and gonna have a fucking kid. All right, at 42. Come on, this shit belongs on fucking That's Incredible. I don't know if this is a really good fucking movie. I know it's possible. I know it's possible if you take a shitload of fertility drugs. I mean, my mother was 38. Okay, when she had my triplet sisters, okay, so she wasn't young either, but she'd been on a shitload of fertility drugs, okay, so they were trying to have kids, okay. Charlotte's not trying, and she's 42. She quit trying already, and she's 42, and now she's pregnant. Something doesn't ring true about that. I don't know why. It just seemed like a plot convenience, and not so much like a storyline. All right. But she's excited. She's happy, okay, that she's pregnant now, because that's what she really wanted. Like Miranda didn't want to get pregnant, but she got pregnant and had a kid. Charlotte wanted to get pregnant, but she couldn't get pregnant and she miscarried. So, yeah, so that's where we are now, okay. So Carrie's back. She's not over being stood up at the altar, but she's starting to get her feet back. Okay, she's starting to walk around again. She hired Jennifer Hudson, who plays this woman named Louise, who's a college graduate in computer science, and she hired her as her assistant to build her website, to help her move, basically to help her unpack and to act like her secretary, basically. Okay, and she ends up liking her, so they decide to go have drinks together and stuff. But yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Jennifer Hudson also has a thing for fucking Prada and fucking Chanel and Louis Vuitton. Okay, but the difference between Carrie and Louise is that Louise has to go to Beg, Borrow, and Steal, which is a show where you can rent Louis Vuitton purses, okay, where you can rent Chanel coats, where you can rent Prada blouses and shit like that, okay? And Carrie's like, I never heard of this. Well, I never heard of it either. You know why? Because I'm a fucking guy. All right, but apparently it's a thing. Ladies, is it really a thing? I don't fucking know. I don't care either, honestly, so don't answer that. All right, so here we go. All right, so the very next scene that we're at here, okay, Smith and Samantha are fucking. Yes, they're having sex, coitus. Yes, the car is getting parked in the garage. Okay, if you know what I mean. Okay, and then he tells her while he's on top of her, he already busted his nut inside of her. Okay, now why is he having sex with Samantha? Honestly, she's still helping his career. The only difference now is that now she's getting a percentage of his profits. Okay, so now she's getting money back. Okay, because she was doing this for free. Okay, as long as he was fucking plowing her field, then she was making his career, making him the next thing. Okay, the next fucking Harry Styles. Okay, the next Leo DiCaprio. Okay, the next Dr. McDreamy. Okay, I don't even know what the fuck that guy's name is. Okay, the next whoever the fucking hot guy is this fucking week. Okay, that's what Samantha was doing for Smith Jared. Okay, because he was a fucking waiter at a restaurant that doesn't cook their food. Okay, and so she decided that, in order to keep him around fucking her, she's gonna have to do something for him. And she decided, since she's a publicist, she made him famous. She got him a billboard ad in Times Square. She got him on the MTV Awards show. She got him into a Gus Van Sant movie. I mean, so his career is taken off, and now it's several years later, and he's a big famous TV star. Okay, and she moved to LA to manage his career. Okay, so now she's getting a percentage, okay, of everything that he gets. So now she's getting paid, and they have this beautiful fucking beach house. It's made out of glass, basically. You can see through it, okay? And they have this beautiful beach house together. Now, he's always at work, and she's fucking spends all of her day turning food into shit. Okay, while he's fucking busting his ass on a movie set, a television set, 12, 13 hours a day. So, of course, she's not happy. She's not satisfied. But she did notice that there's this super good-looking neighbor who does not own a set of curtains in his house. So, he can walk around, he can take a shit, and anyone that just happens to be looking in that direction can see him do it, okay? Because there's no fucking curtains, there's no blinds, no nothing, okay? It's a see-through fucking house. okay? And of course, he's always naked and he's always fucking girls in there, okay? And Samantha, being his neighbor, all she really has to do is turn her head and she can see him fucking plowing somebody, okay? And of course, these see-through glass walls must be one way because they can't see her looking at them fucking. Okay, even though she's like 10, 15 feet away, right there, all they gotta do is go like this and they'll see her looking at them, but they can't see her, but she can see them. So they just continue fucking like they don't know there's a woman 15 feet away watching them fuck. Okay, and anyone who just happened to be walking down the beach or driving by can see them fucking. But the people fucking can't see anyone else seeing them fucking, even though there's no fucking privacy in this house. Okay. But anyway, so that's going on too. But right now, Smith is inside Samantha. And he's like, you seem so distant, Samantha. Why? Don't you realize how much I love you? And how you're the most perfect, most fabulous woman in the whole world? Again, I would never, ever even think about fucking some younger, hotter girl with bigger titties and less wrinkles than you. No, of course not. Okay, all I care about is you. So please tell me why you're so distant to me. Can't you see that I'm just trying to reach out and love you even more every day? And she says, you're still in me. What do you mean I'm distant? He's like, you know what I'm talking about, Samantha? She's like, well, since when do I want to talk? Okay, Samantha, then I'll do the talking, all right? I'll talk about it. Your best friend just got stood up at the altar by a guy. So how could you not be distant right now to me? And she's like, no, that's not really it, Smith. Lately, I haven't been feeling a connection to our life here. What life here, Samantha? I'm always at work, and you're always flying to New York every chance you get. No, not every chance I get, just every fucking weekend. 5 days out of the week. Just the A-list stuff. Okay, and I gotta be honest with you, Smith. I'm tired of managing you. I think I'm starting to, no, I am resenting it. It's too much. The past 2 years have been all about you. Yeah, Samantha, but remember the first 3 years were all about you. I know. And it was so much more fun. Okay, I think we know where this is going. Okay, the only person, and Samantha said this herself. She said, I love myself more than I can love anyone else, okay? Well, that's why you're going to end up fucking alone with cats, Samantha, because you do love yourself more than anyone else, okay? Unfortunately, there are plenty of women like you and in the world and in America, And unfortunately for you, Samantha, yeah, they end up alone for the rest of their lives, okay, with cats. Okay, I have a perfect example, Greta Garbo. Okay, anyone you out there know who Greta Garbo was? She was a very famous actress. Okay, she came out right at the end of the silent era, and then because she had a beautiful voice, I guess she was Swedish. Okay, so she became a major movie star. Okay, for MGM. Okay, back in the day, back in the 30s. Okay, big fucking star. She was like one of the top 5 movie actresses. I mean, she was up there with fucking Betty Davis, with Joan Crawford, with also Carol Lombard. I mean, all sorts of fucking famous women. Okay, she was one of them. Okay, and unfortunately for her, okay, she thought the world of herself. She put herself, which is basically just like Samantha is, okay? She preferred women more than men, okay? But she did fuck a lot of whoever could help her career, okay? And then all of a sudden, she just decided to retire. Right when she hit about 30, 32 years old, she decided to retire, okay? She was still famous. People looked for her autograph, but nobody really knew where she was. She just kind of disappeared off the map, okay? And everyone forgot about her. She got replaced, whatever, okay? But she was actually still alive for a very long time. She lived as a recluse. Okay, she lived in a house in LA, in Beverly Hills. Okay, that people did not they only walked by her house when they didn't see her outside. Okay, that's the kind of person she was. Even her neighbors didn't fucking like her. She got to the point where she never even came out of her house. She stayed in her house all the fucking time. And then as a very old lady, she moved to New York, and then she got a very luxurious apartment because she died wealthy. She just had nobody. Okay, she bought a very luxurious apartment in New York. Okay, and some gay guys were making a porno back in the early 70s. Okay, they were making a porno in New York because that was where they made all the porn back in the early 70s. And later on, they moved it to LA. But they were making a gay porno, and of course, they knew that Greta Garbo lived in this building across the street, but they didn't know which apartment it was, and they didn't know the code to get in. So all they could do was wait for her to come outside of her apartment to go shopping, to buy her stuff. She would come out like 3 or 4 times a week just to get her groceries and things like that. There was no DoorDash back then. Okay, and she would always like fucking cover herself up, wear sunglasses and a hoodie and shit, so nobody would recognize her. Okay, but of course people recognized her, and she would blow off anybody that tried to ask her questions or talk to her and ask, are you Greta? Leave me alone, leave me alone, that kind of thing. So they filmed her. They filmed her one day when they timed what time she gets out of the apartment. They filmed her walking down the street, and one of the gay actors approached her while she didn't know she was being filmed, okay, to ask her, like, are you Greta Garbo? Blah, 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 I love you, I'm a big fan. And she blew the guy off, and she ran back inside her apartment, okay? That was like in 1971, and that's the last known footage of Greta Garbo. She died right after that, okay? She died alone with cats. This woman was like she was like the Angelina Jolie of the 1930s. Okay, and that's how she ended up, okay? A recluse and alone, and that is exactly where Samantha is headed, okay? Because she seems to think that she still looks like she's 19. She does not, nowhere near 19, okay? She looks like an old lady. She looks like a 50-year-old. An attractive 50-year-old, but a 50-year-old nonetheless, okay? Remember I told you before that if a woman is at least moderately attractive, she can still have sex with a lot of men. Okay, it's easy for women to have sex with men. If they're moderately to very attractive, it's not difficult at all. Okay, guys will have sex with an average looking woman in a fucking heartbeat. But girls will not have sex with an average man unless he does something to impress her. Okay, like be famous or be rich, or or all the girls like him or something like that. Otherwise, she's not gonna pay attention to an average guy. But an average girl, yeah, easily can get a guy to have sex, not to fall in love with, not to have a relationship with, but to have sex with. And since Samantha's all she cares about, that's fine. Okay, as long as she's average or above average looking, she can easily get a guy. But she's starting to lose her average looking status. Okay, because she's getting old. She's getting old. She's got no kids. She's got no family. Okay, it's like, yeah, she's going to end up alone, man. I feel bad for her, okay? But she did it to herself. It's that whole idea about fucking, hey, I love myself more than I can love anyone else. I love myself more. Well, yeah, that's a double-edged sword, Samantha, and that's what this show is not telling you. Like, we all love Samantha so much because she's fearless, okay? Well, how fearless she's going to be when she's fucking sneaking out of her apartment in New York, okay, with a hoodie, trying to get fucking groceries, okay, by herself, with no friends, no nothing. Yeah, that's where she's headed. Okay, so there's your little Hollywood lesson, all right? So that's going on here. And she tells them that she resents managing her boyfriend's career. Okay, whatever, but she liked it better when it was all about her. Of course she does, okay? What an egomaniac she is. Now, Samantha calls Carrie and tells her that she's going to have to lay off all the weekend trips to New York, like she's been doing, okay? She's been visiting New York a lot lately, a lot. Okay, and because she needs to spend time to reconnect with her boyfriend Smith, okay? And she doesn't sound very enthusiastic about it. She sounds like it's a fucking bore. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to fucking do this. I really don't even want to be here. I want to be in New York. And then my stupid fucking needy fucking insecure boyfriend wants me to fucking connect with him, whatever the fuck that means. So I'm going to have to fucking try. He's got a point, fine. I'm going to have to try to do it, Carrie, okay? And Carrie, in the meantime, is talking to her from a payphone because she threw away her cell phone into the fucking Gulf of Mexico without checking her messages from Big. All right. So that's going on. Okay. Okay. So blah, blah. All right. Next scene we have is Louise. Okay. Carrie's assistant, played by Jennifer Hudson. Okay. And she's going through all of Carrie's emails on her laptop. Okay, and ask Carrie. Carrie's like, okay, when are you going to stop doing that and come do the real work, which means helping me unpack my boxes, And she's like, well, when are you going to respond to all these emails you have here, okay, that you haven't responded to, okay? So she's like, I'll get to it eventually. So that's going on here. And she asks when she can respond to them. Okay, and Carrie tells them to delete. She names off Big's email address, and Carrie obviously recognizes it, and she tells Louise to delete all of those Big emails, all the emails that are from that email address from Big. Okay, and then she figures, oh my God, is that him? Is that the ex you're telling me about, the one that stood you up at the altar? She's like, yes, it is. And is there a way that you can make it so any new emails that come from him go to some fucking some place out in cyberspace where I never have to fucking read them? And she's like, yeah, I can do that. Okay, so that's what she decides to do. Okay, so she moves she sends all of Big's emails to a place where Carrie can't ever read them. Okay, so that's going on. Okay. He wants to go forward somewhere. Okay. And Louisa seems very, very concerned about Carrie. Carrie's clearly not over Big. She's still upset about it. Okay. Okay. So later on, Carrie goes shopping with Miranda. Okay. They go to like a Halloween store, like a drugstore. Okay. To buy a Halloween outfit. Okay. Because Halloween's right around the corner. Miranda tells her Carrie, hey, look at the costumes here. The only choices for women are witches and sexy kittens. That's the only choices that we have. And Carrie's like, I got an email from Big. And it says, I don't know what to say. So why the hell is he sending me an email? Okay. And in the subject box, there's just 2 words. I'm sorry. And Miranda says, Steve is all about the I'm sorries, okay? The I'm sorry emails, the I'm sorry voicemails, the I'm sorry flowers, the I'm sorry cards. How about the don't do anything to feel sorry for? And Carrie's like, well, maybe he really is sorry, Miranda. Well, maybe so is Big. Now, Carrie, there's something I have to tell you. That night of the rehearsal dinner, I bumped into Big after I finished talking to Steve outside, and then Carrie just blows her off and they look over and it's the fucking Vogue issue. Okay, now you remember earlier in this movie, Carrie posed for Vogue magazine. Now she works for Vogue as a writer, but her editor, Candice Bergen, Enid, told her that they wanted, since she's fucking 40 years old and she's about to get married, they want to do a story about her, about being 40 years old and getting married, because apparently that's like fucking finding the Loch Ness Monster, is being a 40-year-old in New York and getting married, all right? So they did a whole story about her, and she got to model all these fucking expensive wedding dresses. Oscar de la Renta, Vera Wang. She actually got to keep the fucking Vivienne Westwood, and that became her wedding dress for the wedding that never happened, okay? But she did do a big article, okay? And they wrote up a big article about her, and they all this photo shoot of her, all these different wedding dresses. Well, now the magazine came out. Okay, I guess she'd forgotten about it. It had been a few months ago, but now the actual issue is on the newsstands to purchase. And so they look through it, and she looks good in the pictures, okay? But they go through it, okay, and she looks at it. She looks at it with Miranda, okay, and at the very bottom of the article, it says that Carrie Bradshaw and John James Preston canceled their wedding right as this issue went to print. Okay, it says marriage of Carrie Bradshaw and John James Preston was canceled at this issue went to print. Bradshaw is still single and living in New York. Whoa, talk about twisting the knife, man. Yeah, so Carrie's embarrassed. Okay, she's embarrassed. And I'd be embarrassed too. Yeah, it just keeps getting worse. This whole marriage situation just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, so that's going on here. And you can tell it hurts her. It hurts her. So she actually buys that issue. And you see her later on walking through New York with the Vogue magazine in her hand. Product placement, because the camera clearly show you Vogue. She's not covering up the title of the magazine at all. Okay, it's shameless product placement like they always do on this show, this movie. Okay, so she's walking down the street with the Vogue magazine, all right? Now later on, Charlotte and Lily, that's Charlotte's 3-year-old Asian daughter, okay, they come to visit. Okay, and they tell her not to worry. Charlotte tells her, "Don't worry about this. I saw the issue. You look great in the pictures." You know, she says that Charlotte tells her, "The people that don't know the whole situation that happened, they're going to say that you look great in the pictures." Okay, and the people that do know the situation about what really happened, okay, they're just going to say that Big's a fucking asshole. Okay, and he is for what he did. Okay, and then she looks at her 3-year-old. She says, "Okay, mommy said a bad word." Okay, and Lily gives Carrie a little pumpkin. I don't know why. It's cute. It's a cute scene. It's a 3-year-old girl. She gives Carrie this little pumpkin. Okay, and tells her that and she tells Carrie that she's going to be Cinderella for Halloween. Okay, and not Mulan. Okay. Okay, and she agrees to go to, and Carrie agrees to go trick-or-treating with them on Halloween, okay, inside their building. They're just going to go in their building, knock on people's doors, okay, and go trick-or-treat, okay. So, of course, Carrie says, "I'm going to join him." Well, Carrie doesn't dress up, but she goes to Charlotte's place later on, and they're fucking in their costumes, okay? It's ridiculous. First of all, you got Liz Taylor the dog, okay, who won't die for another 3 years. And then you also got Liz Taylor, who's fucking Charlotte's pet dog. And 2 of her puppies, and they're dressed like the fucking the 3 kings, the ones that went to visit Jesus, you know, in the manger when he was born. The 3 kings, yeah, they're dressed like that, the Jewish kings. Okay, Charlotte is dressed like a fucking cow, complete with fucking the milkies on her stomach. All right, little fucking Lily is Cinderella with the Cinderella mask on. Okay, and then fucking Harry is Uncle Fester from the Addams family, and he kind of does look like Uncle Fester. Okay, he's got the fucking light bulb that he puts in his mouth that fucking glows. Yeah, Uncle Fester. All right, and they look at Carrie and they're like, "Oh my God, Carrie, you're not wearing a costume," you know. And Carrie says, like, "Okay, I am the scariest thing in New York. Okay, jilted at 41. Boo." That's my costume. Okay, so they start going through all the neighbors, you know, they start knocking on all the neighbors' doors for candy, all right? And they go to this neighbor's house, and this woman's there, okay, and she looks at Carrie, she goes, "Oh my God, Carrie Bradshaw, oh, you know, I saw you in Vogue. I am so sorry about what happened," you know? So Carrie's like, so the next house they go to, the next apartment they knock on, Carrie's the one wearing the fucking Cinderella mask. I tell you, this is like fucking Bridget Jones' Diary. The shit that happens to fucking Carrie. It's like Bridget Jones' Diary, but without all the big ass close-ups of her, okay? Because if you know Bridget Jones' Diary, they're always showing her big fucking fat ass all the fucking time in those movies, okay? But not in this show. But otherwise, it's kind of like Bridget Jones' Diary. Okay, so that happens here. Carrie. Okay, Carrie finally decides that she's going to change her look. So she goes to the salon and she gets her hair dyed brown. So now she's a brunette. Okay, and then she goes to Starbucks to meet with Louise. And Louise tells her, "Hey, oh, I didn't recognize you." You know, and she's like, "You're not supposed to. That's the point. My head is in the witness protection program." Okay, and Louise gives her a cell phone. "Here you go. Welcome back to the real world. Your new area code is going to be 347. And she's like, "No, I am a 917 gal." She's like, "Well, I tried, but there are no more 917 phone numbers available. Okay, from now on, you are a 347 girl." All right? And then she calls Samantha later on, and Samantha's talking to her from her beach house. Okay, and while they're talking, Samantha notices her surfer neighbor. He's in his fucking surfer outfit now. Okay, getting out off the beach with his fucking surfboard. And then some hot girl jumps on him and takes off her fucking top on. He starts sucking her titty right there. Right fucking there. Like any normal group of human beings, all they have to do is go like this, and they'll see a fucking middle-aged woman on her cell phone staring right at them. Okay, but apparently they're completely oblivious to this. Okay, even though it's fucking broad daylight, okay, and sunny. All right. Yes, that's what's going on here. And once again, do I really need to raise the bullshit flag? It's pretty fucking obvious. This is bullshit. Okay, so that's happening here, and she continues to talk to Carrie. All right, blah blah. He reminds her of her, and she tells Carrie about the neighbor. Okay, about this guy, how he's fucking a different woman every night because she sees him doing it. Okay, he never sees her watching him, but she sees him doing it every fucking night, and she says she's jealous. She's like, that reminds me of me. That's who I used to be 5 years ago. No, that's actually not true, Samantha. 5 years ago, you would fuck a different guy, but it was a different guy every episode. Okay, you would fuck a guy, and then you would fuck him again later on, then you'd fuck him again later on, and then once the episode is over, next episode will be a different guy. Okay, now most of her lovers, if you remember the show, most of her lovers, maybe not most of them, but a lot of her lovers on the show, there was something wrong with them sexually, and that would be the topic of Samantha's story arc for that episode. Okay, but what I don't understand about Samantha is that the sex isn't that great. Why would you fuck him two more times in the same episode? If you really just want to fucking fuck a lot of guys, you would fuck one guy, you find out what's wrong with him, and then you just don't fuck him anymore. You fuck a different guy. Okay, so technically you should be fucking 3 or 4 guys, different guys every episode. Not one guy 3 or 4 times every episode, okay? That always rang the bullshit flag for me, all right? Because this guy at the beach is not doing that. He's fucking one girl every day. A different girl every day. All right, so that's going on here. Okay, and later she waves at him later on. He's on his deck now. He's not on the beach anymore, and she's just sitting there eating her fucking avocado dip, her guacamole, and her chips, and she's sitting there with her sunglasses on and her fucking Speedy Gonzalez fucking hat. One of those sun hats that's this fucking big, that covers up her whole body. Yeah, she's wearing a Speedy Gonzalez fucking hat. Okay, and he just goes up to his deck and he looks at her and she waves at him. She doesn't say nothing to him. She just waves at him while she's eating, staring right at him. Now listen, if I'm fucking getting undressed on my fucking deck and I look over and there's a woman staring right at me eating, I'm gonna fucking say something to her. I'm gonna talk to her or something, okay? But I'm not gonna let some stranger look at me fucking naked. Okay, I'm gonna go back inside and buy some curtains and get undressed in my fucking bedroom, okay? But he doesn't do that. He just looks at her, doesn't wave back. He just looks at her, okay, and then he fucking starts taking off his fucking his surfer outfit. All right, bullshit. That would not happen in real life. Okay, no. Now, if Samantha looked like fucking Erica Alanik from Baywatch, then yes, it would happen. Okay, but she does not look like Erica Alanik from fucking Baywatch. Okay, she looks like fucking 50-year-old Kim Cattrall. So no, it would not happen. Okay, sorry, I know you love Samantha, but I gotta call out the bullshit. That's what I do here, straight man's point of view. Okay, I know y'all love her. Okay, but realistically, she cannot get any guy that she wants. Like this show tells you, she can. All right. Okay, so she realizes that in order to keep herself from jumping on this guy and fucking him, because of course we have to assume that he would fuck her. Okay, now we've already seen some of the women that he does fuck. Okay, and they're a lot younger than fucking Samantha Jones. Okay, so for her to fucking automatically think that she can fuck this guy just because she can is not very realistic either. Once again, she's not a young lady anymore. Okay, and we've already seen the kind of women that this guy fucks, and they don't look like Samantha. Okay, they look a lot younger than Samantha. Okay, so you can't just assume that he's gonna fuck her too just because she thinks he's attractive. No, okay, but in this fucking warped reality called Sex and the City, Lollipop Land, okay, we have to believe that if any man that Samantha finds attractive, she can fuck, okay, which is not fucking true. Maybe if she was a little bit younger, I could believe it more, but she's not a young woman anymore, okay? So what does she do to keep herself from fucking this guy and cheating on her boyfriend? She decides to go shopping, and that's what she does. So she goes to the fucking most expensive stores in LA. Before she walks into the store, she sees that they're selling these fucking puppies, okay? They're housebroken. They've been fixed. They just don't have a home. And she sees this one doggy that's fucking a toy doggy, and she realizes that that's her soulmate right there. That's her future, okay? All she needs to do is buy about 18 or 19 more of these, and she's set for the rest of her life, okay? But she's got to buy the first one. It all starts with the first one. So now she's got to buy her first toy dog, okay? Yes, because she thinks she's fucking Paris Hilton. So she buys the fucking dog. I don't even know what kind of fucking dog it is, but she buys it, and then she goes in the store. Later on, we see her walking out of there like she's a boss bitch with like fucking 7 guys carrying all these fucking bags to her fucking car. She went to Gucci. She went to fucking Louis Vuitton. She went to Versace. Okay, she bought a shitload of stuff, including this fucking toy dog, which she even bought a sweater for this fucking dog. And she's walking the dog. So now she got a new dog. I don't know what the fucking dog's name is. They have not told us. Okay, so that happens. Okay. Meanwhile, Louise admires Carrie's shoes. She's back at her apartment helping her pack, and Carrie decides to keep her wedding dress. It brings up some bad memories, but it is a Vivienne Westwood. Okay, so she can't just throw it away or give it away. She decides to keep it, and she says she's going to put it back in the back somewhere with her feelings. Okay, and she tells Louise that she still misses Big. You know, he asks her, hey, do you still miss him? And she's like, every day I miss him. Every day, you know. And then Carrie says, you know what? I haven't cried as much as I thought I would. You know, I think with every guy, you're just allotted a certain number of tears, and I think I already used mine all up for him. Okay, maybe I think I used up all my tears. Okay, and Louise says, like, you know, my boyfriend broke up with me last year, and I still miss him all the time. My boyfriend back in St. Louis. You know, and then Carrie all of a sudden has this fucking realization that she didn't realize before. Okay, and the realization is that she's not the only fucking heartbroken woman in the whole fucking world. Okay, she's not. Holy shit, who knew? Who fucking knew that there's other women in this world that are going through the same shit that she's going through? Okay, and that's not all about her. Okay, and she realizes that here's this girl, her assistant, that's going through the same thing that she's going through. Okay, and she never realized this. She never brought it up. She never thought to ask her, nothing. All she did was focus on her own fucking pain and her own fucking heartbreak. Okay, not realizing that everyone has some sort of heartbreak that they're struggling with. Everyone's struggling with something, Carrie. You're not the only one. Okay, you're not the only one fucking feeling pain. You're not the only fucking person in the whole world. Okay, here's this girl, Louise, okay, who's going through the same fucking thing, and you just now figured it out because you just now decided to ask her. Okay, that's kind of fucked up, but hey, better late than never, right? So she realizes that she's not the only fucking woman in the world and that everyone's suffering from something, okay? Which is a start. It's a start to get out of your fucking, your selfishness and your neediness, okay? Okay, so I'm going to stop my review right here for Sex and the City, the movie, and I'll be back shortly with the next chapter in this movie. Thank you for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.